A tragic scene unfolded Sunday in Grand Blanc, Michigan. A 40-year-old man rammed his vehicle into a church building, opened fire on worshipers with an assault rifle, and then set the building ablaze. At least 2 people are dead and 8 others injured, according to Grand Blanc Township Police Chief William Renye. The attack happened during a large Sunday service at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, just 50 miles north of Detroit. Authorities have identified the suspect as Thomas Jacob Sanford, age 40, from nearby Burton, Michigan. Police say Sanford deliberately drove his pickup truck through the church doors, opened fire on worshipers, and then set the building on fire. 7 victims are currently in stable condition, and 1 remains in critical condition.
I bring all these folks up here on stage today because we couldn't do this as a community without everyone who's standing up here today. I got with me on stage U.S. Attorney Jerome Gorgon, Acting Special Agent in charge of the FBI Reuben Gleeman, Special Agent in charge of the ATF James Deere, Grand Blanc Township Supervisor Scott Bennett, Grand Blanc Township Fire Chief Gent, Genesee County Sheriff's Department Sheriff Chris Swanson, and MSP Michigan State Police Captain Greg Marenko. I'm going to provide an update from the incident that we spoke about earlier today. It occurred at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints at 10:25 a.m. I want to talk about our officer's response. That call came out at 10:25 a.m. and 32 seconds. We had officers on scene at 10:25 and 57 seconds. The suspect, again, we're in the preliminary stages right now, was neutralized at 10:33:44 in the parking lot of that church. That suspect is a 40-year-old male from the city of Burton, who we identified as Thomas Jacob Sanford. That's Thomas Jacob Sanford, S-A-N-F-O-R-D. Currently where we're at, an update, I gave you 10 victims who were victims of gunshot. Since then, we have 2 victims who are now deceased. One had died at a local hospital. And again, that suspect is deceased as well. 7 other victims at this time are in stable condition. 1 is in critical condition. Now, for the reunification, I had a question earlier about, hey, where can people call to see if their loved one is okay at the reunification center? I want to provide a number for you for that. It's 248-705-7352. Also, I know that our community is hurting right now, and we want to provide some resources for our community moving forward. At the Genesis Athletic Club in Grand Blanc for Monday and Tuesday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., we will have services for the community. From Wednesday to Friday, those services will be available to our community at the Grand Blanc Senior Center.
2 police officers pursued the suspect outside the church. After an exchange of gunfire, Sanford was shot and killed. Police believe he acted alone. Authorities also believe Sanford deliberately set the blaze that engulfed the church. Smoke and flames poured from the building for hours before firefighters got it under control. The motive behind this deadly attack is still unknown. Investigators are now searching Sanford's home for answers.
He drove his vehicle through the front doors of the church. He then exited his vehicle, firing several rounds at individuals within the church. Officers who were trained immediately responded to the area. One was a DNR officer, and then one was a Grand Blanc Township officer, where they met the suspect and they engaged in gunfire with that particular individual, neutralizing that suspect, and that suspect is no longer with us. As I said, it is a 40-year-old male from Burton. During all this incident as well, there was a fire that occurred, and we believe that was deliberately set by the suspect. We do believe that we will find additional victims once we have that scene secure. That fire was just extinguished by the Grand Blanc Township Fire Department within the past hour. We're going to do search warrants on the suspect's residence. We're going to find out if there was a motive. We're going to go through cell phone records, things like that. We had the FBI, they're devoting 100 agents to this area because, as you can imagine, there's a lot of witnesses that were within the church, and that is a lot of witness information, statements that we have to obtain.
The tragedy comes as church members were already mourning the death of Russell M. Nelson, the 101-year-old president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, who passed away just the night before. Church officials released a statement saying, "Places of worship are meant to be sanctuaries of peace and prayer, and they are praying for all victims and their families." The community of Grand Blanc is in shock tonight, struggling to make sense of this violence inside a place meant for worship and healing.